All right, Gemini. So a full moon this week. It is Christmas week for those of you who celebrate Christmas. And the full moon's in your house, your first house of Gemini. So here the awareness and culmination, specifically involving anything you've been involved with your goals, with yourself, your self-image over the past 6 months. And it's a high point of that. There's awareness of that, which I'll talk more about. But that's really the high point of the week in terms of both energy and the astrological events. Also on Friday, which is Christmas, we do have Uranus going station direct in that 10th house, which I'll talk about. And as you can see here in the transit graph, there's a lot of easy aspects. A very nice week, in fact, for a holiday or just in general. You know, it's a lot of easy aspects with sextiles, could be opportunities and openings, specifically involving Mercury and Venus, which I'll go ahead and highlight for you. So let's look at Monday. Monday, Mercury does sextile up to Chiron, so maybe some healing energy, maybe specifically involving you. I think maybe you're just feeling rejuvenated or transformed, or maybe from over the weekend because your ruler went over Pluto. So things are quite good. I think you're feeling just rejuvenated, feeling healed perhaps in some level, and maybe with your personal life could be quite good as well. And even your one-on-one connections, very supportive this week with Mercury and harmonious aspect in that 7th house. I think there's a lot of communications and maybe thinking about those one-on-one connections. Now the sun does shift into your 7th right at the beginning of the week as well. So there is that awareness and illumination of the importance of your one-on-one connections and maybe even business dealings for some of you clients. But over the holidays, maybe it's family, whatever it might be, all types of one-to-one connections. So the key with this is to just be aware of it, tap into that creative self-expression, which is certainly available through your relationships. So that's the early part of the week. One thing too I want to say about Monday in particular, your ruler is coming off of this square up to Uranus. So if you're feeling a little bit restless or irritable or whatever it is from the previous weekend, from all of that more tougher aspect to your ruler, it's definitely coming off of that. So maybe there's some ideas came to you, maybe there were some changes or something like that. So maybe it is a day of integrating that. But as always, with any square up to Uranus, keeping both feet on the ground and watching any extremes is always important. But maybe there's something there for you to have more freedom with yourself, your self-expression, or whatever it might be there with you in general, or your whole life. So that's the early part of the week. And then no major aspects until we get up to Thursday, which will be Christmas Eve. Venus does sextile up to Jupiter, which is quite nice. So, So here, quite good. With all this expansion that has been happening, I think for you to maybe socialize or learn or get more into practical knowledge about things or read, write, communicate. It's been Jupiter in your 3rd house. So that's continuing to expand. Jupiter's in good aspect this week, and that's very much supporting the self-expression. Again, quite good. Maybe the interests, the hobbies, or whatever it is here. With Venus in your 5th house. Could be children, for those of you who have children in your life, or romantic as well. So a lot of positive support to Venus. I think you guys can enjoy a lot of that more creative, passionate energy anyways with Venus here, but always very expansive when these two benefics contact each other. Now on Friday, Christmas, that full moon in your 1st house, so awareness of self, of who you are, and I think there's also awareness of what your goals are, what your intentions are in life, so it's great to channel that into the other areas of your life and just to be aware of it. Maybe reflect on self, maybe reflect on the past 6 months in terms of what you've accomplished, what you maybe didn't accomplish, and how to learn from that, and maybe even start some new beginnings in the sense of where you can continue to expand and continue to grow relating to these energies over the past 6 months, because the solar cycle is a 12-month cycle, and you're still very much in that cycle as we always are. But now with a high point, you can see it, you can be aware of a lot of these things, which then for the next 6 months you can implement, right, and carry forward, maybe shift a new direction with that. But in either case, awareness of self, goals, drives, ambitions, and I think you're seeing what's really important to you. Maybe even in terms of your relationships in life and the importance of self and other, which is that full moon energy, because you got a lot of focus on relationships right now. So also on Christmas, we do have Mercury trining up to Jupiter, which is, again, quite good, specifically with those one-on-one connections. Again, maybe there's buoyancy with your communications or optimism, or just having that larger worldview and practical understanding about things. And Uranus does go station direct in that 10th house. So there is something shifting here this later part of the week in regards to your career, or in regards to your legacy, or anything on that public level. So it's all about having more freedom in this particular area of your life. So I think these are good things to reflect on during this later part of the week in terms of where can you have more freedom in your career? Where can you have more freedom in your work? And maybe what are some actions you can take to facilitate that, maybe into the new year or whatever it might be with Uranus station direct, because it's a 6-month sort of energy now with Uranus direct in terms of maybe what you've been learning or redoing or rehashing about career over the past 6 months. Now, over the weekend, we do have a couple aspects up to the North Node. Venus will be sextiling the North Node, and your ruler trining the North Node. So great energy for the life path this weekend for you. It's maybe connecting with home, family, your personal life, a lot of support with that. You could enjoy it quite a bit with the sextile from Venus, and I think you can learn a lot about it just in general. And I think there's a support too for your life path because it is your ruler trining up to the North Node. So some good supportive energy there, especially through those one-on-one connections, through your self-expression, and anything on that personal or domestic level. All right, Gemini, so have a great week. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you all next time.